Part 1.
You can't marry her. You're
The
already
envelope
married to my
that
mommy.
marked destiny. Prepare for the unexpected, because this is not a romantic comedy. It is the story of how I destroyed my ex-husband's perfect wedding. William, arriving on a private plane with our twins and simply exposing his truth. The envelope was cream-colored, expensive, the kind my ex-husband, William, always said we couldn't afford. But this wasn't a bill, or a late notice, or another reminder of my bankruptcy. It was a wedding invitation. William was marrying Teresa, the woman he had left me for 4 years ago, and he wanted me there, to watch, to be a witness, to see how, finally, he was happy. The note inside read, "No hard feelings. No hard feelings for the infidelity, for the divorce, for taking absolutely everything and leaving me with $700 a month and a dismantled life." I stared at that invitation for hours in my cramped apartment in Brooklyn, New York, while my twins were at school, while my coffee grew cold. And then I saw it. The date, June 15th, our anniversary. He chose our anniversary to marry someone else. It was in that moment that I made the decision. I was going to that wedding, but not as he expected. Not as the poor, broken ex-wife he thought I was. I was going to show him exactly what he had thrown away, and I had 18 months of secrets, very well kept, to help me achieve it. My name is Rebecca, and this is the story of how I arrived at my ex-husband's wedding in a billionaire's private jet with our twins, and how I destroyed his perfect day simply by telling the truth. Stay with me, because what came next is something he never saw coming. The horrible joke of June 15th. The envelope was cream-colored, expensive, the kind William always said they couldn't afford. Rebecca Hartwell stared at it on her kitchen counter. The apartment was silent. Too silent. Adrian and Eva were at school. Her coffee had gone cold an hour ago. She hadn't moved. The invitation lay there like a living thing, mocking her. She picked it up. She dropped it. She picked it up again. In a neurotic loop. Her phone was beside her. She could call Diana. She could tear it to pieces, throw it in the trash, pretend it never arrived. Instead, she opened her laptop. The email was still there, the one from Julian, and she still hadn't answered. She looked back at the invitation. William Michael Sterling and Teresa Maria Brooks request the honor of your presence at their nuptial ceremony. Her hands were shaking. The thick cardstock trembled. There was a note inside, handwritten. His handwriting. The same handwriting that used to leave her love notes. The same handwriting that signed the divorce papers 4 years ago. Rebecca, I know this might be awkward, but I hope you come. The children should see both their parents moving forward. Both happy. No hard feelings. A big hug, William. No hard feelings. She read it 3 times. Each time, the words made less sense. No hard feelings for the adultery? For the divorce? For keeping everything in the settlement while she got $700 a month and weekends with her children. She checked the date again. She had to be sure. June 15th. Her breath hitched. June 15th. Their anniversary. The day they got married 12 years ago, when she wore her grandmother's veil and promised to love him forever. He had chosen their anniversary to marry another. The invitation slipped from her fingers. It landed face up on the counter. A memory hit her. 4 years ago. Almost exactly. William had come home from work early. She was in the kitchen. The twins were 4 years old. They were playing with blocks, building towers and knocking them down, laughing. She was preparing dinner. Beef stew. His favorite. He stood in the doorway. He loosened his tie. He looked at her with eyes that held nothing. "We need to talk," he said. Those 4 words changed everything. "I want a divorce." No explanation. No warning. No chance to fix whatever was broken. She remembered dropping the wooden spoon. The red sauce splashed on the floor, on her shirt. "What? Why?" "William, what are you talking about?" "I met someone. Someone who understands me. Someone who gets my ambitions. Someone who isn't this." He made a vague gesture toward her. Toward the kitchen. Toward the life they had. Someone younger. Prettier. Someone who isn't exhausted from raising toddlers. "Who?" she whispered. "Teresa." Her friend. The woman who had been in her bridal party. The woman who came to their vow renewal 3 years earlier. Rebecca shook her head. She pushed the memory away, but the memories kept coming. The divorce process. William's lawyer was a shark in a suit. Rebecca's lawyer was fresh out of law school. Cheap. The only one she could afford. William kept everything. The house, the savings, the retirement accounts. His lawyer argued that Rebecca had no career, no income, no assets in her name. She had been a full-time mother. That was her choice. She got $700 a month in child support, weekends with the twins. Nothing more. The judge barely looked at her when issuing the ruling. Rebecca opened her eyes. She was still in her kitchen, still holding her cold coffee. 4 years of struggling. 2 jobs that barely covered the rent. Trips to the food bank she hid from the children. Birthday parties she couldn't afford. 4 years of William's mother, Patricia, calling to say things like, "If you had taken better care of yourself, maybe he wouldn't have strayed." 4 years of seeing Adrian and Eva every other weekend. Of missing bedtimes, school plays, and first lost teeth. 4 years of becoming invisible. She took her phone, opened her photos, scrolled back. There, her wedding day. She was 27. White dress, flowers in her hair. She was smiling so widely it must have hurt. She didn't recognize that woman. That woman had dreams. That woman believed in happy endings. That woman was an idiot. Rebecca put the phone down, looked at the invitation again. No hard feelings. Something hot and sharp twisted in her chest. Her laptop pinged. Another email from Julian. She opened it. "Rebecca, I know you need space. I get it. But I'm here when you're ready. Always, Julian." Kind, patient Julian. The man she met 18 months ago when she spilled coffee on his laptop in a neighborhood cafe in Chelsea. The man who laughed instead of getting angry. The man she didn't know was a billionaire tech mogul until their 5th date when someone recognized him. Julian, who accepted that she needed to keep their relationship a secret, that her ex-husband couldn't know, that the twins couldn't meet him yet. Julian, who never complained, who never pushed, who just waited. The doorbell rang. Rebecca jumped. She spilled cold coffee on the counter. She wasn't expecting anyone. She looked through the peephole. A man in a suit was there, professional, serious, holding a package marked confidential. Her heart hammered. She opened the door. "Rebecca Hartwell?" he asked. "Yes." "Sign here, please." She signed. He handed her the package. He left without saying a word. Rebecca closed the door. She locked it. She looked at the package. Heavy, official looking. No return address. She opened it slowly. Inside were documents, plane tickets, and a handwritten note. "You don't have to hide us anymore. Let me be there. Let them see you as I see you. You deserve to walk into that room like you own the world. Because you do. Always. Julian. Her vision blurred. Beneath the note were legal papers. She gasped. Her hands were shaking. Financial records, bank statements, asset transfers, all with William's name, accounts she knew nothing about, money hidden during the divorce, properties in his mother's name, business deals structured to hide income. Evidence. Clear, undeniable evidence that he had lied, and at the end, a brief typed note. Rebecca Hartwell, I should have spoken up 4 years ago. I was a coward. I documented everything. I'm sorry it took me so long. This is enough to reopen your case. MC. Rebecca hit the kitchen floor with a thud. The papers scattered around her. Julian had been investigating. For how long? Since they met? He had been building a case, in silence, without telling her. Her phone vibrated. A text from Diana. Are you okay? Haven't heard from you in days. Want to grab lunch? Rebecca looked at the message, the invitation on the counter, the evidence scattered on the floor. She typed, Can you come over? Now. I need you. 3 dots appeared immediately. On my way. 15 minutes. Rebecca stood up. She gathered the papers. She put them back in the package. She made fresh coffee. Strong, the way Diana liked it. Then she picked up the invitation once more. No hard feelings. For the first time in 4 years, Rebecca Hartwell smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. Part 2. The strategy and the naked truth. Diana burst through the door 12 minutes later. What happened? Are the kids okay? She stopped. She saw Rebecca's face. What did he do now? Rebecca handed her the invitation without a word. Diana read it. Once. Twice. Her face went from worried to confused, then to furious. He invited you to his wedding. On your anniversary. Yes, that absolute. Diana caught herself. She took a deep breath. Okay. And the note? No hard feelings. Is he actually insane? I think he truly believes it. Of course he does. William Sterling, the man who never does anything wrong. Diana threw the invitation on the counter. Please tell me you're not going. I don't know. I don't know, Dee. I really don't. Diana studied her face. Her sister could always read her. Is there something else? What is it? Rebecca handed her the package. Diana read it. Slowly at first. Then faster. Her eyes widened with every page. My God! He hid all of this during the divorce. Apparently. And Julian found it? Julian. It's not my Julian, Rebecca. It isn't. We're not. It's complicated. It's not complicated to me. Rebecca poured coffee for both of them. They sat at the small kitchen table, the one that wobbled because one leg was shorter than the others. I met him 18 months ago. In that cafe on 7th Street, I spilled coffee on his laptop. You told me that part. He laughed. We talked. He was kind, funny, present in a way William never was. Rebecca wrapped her hands around her mug. We started seeing each other. Nothing serious at first. Just coffee. Then dinner. Then I fell in love with him. And he fell in love with you. And he fell in love with me. But I couldn't tell anyone. Not you, not the kids, no one. Because if William found out I was dating someone, especially someone with money, he'd go back to court. He'd try to reduce child support. He'd argue I didn't need it anymore. When Diana's jaw tightened. That sounds exactly like something he would do. So we kept it a secret. Totally secret. No social media, no public appearances, just us, in private. And Julian agreed. He said he understood I needed to protect the twins, that he could wait. Rebecca's voice cracked slightly. He's been waiting 18 months, Dee, and I keep pulling away. I keep pushing him back because I'm terrified. Of what? Of everything. That he'll leave me. That he'll realize I'm not worth it. That he'll be like William. She shook her head. I know it's not fair to Julian. He's never given me a reason to doubt him. But I can't help it. Diana reached across the table and took Rebecca's hand. You aren't the problem. You know that, right? Do I? William made you believe you were. He spent years tearing you down, making you small, making you believe you were lucky he stayed so long. But all of those were lies, Rebecca. All of them. Rebecca pulled her hand away. She stood up. She walked to the window. Outside, the world looked normal. People walking dogs, kids on bikes. He said I wasn't ambitious enough, that I let myself go, that I was boring. He was cheating on you with your friend. His opinion doesn't count. But what if he was right? What if I let myself go? What if I was boring? Rebecca turned to face her sister. I was so focused on the twins, on keeping the house perfect, on being the perfect wife. Maybe I forgot to be interesting. Maybe I forgot to be me. Stop. Stop what? Defending him, making excuses, acting like you deserved what he did to you. I'm not doing that. Yes, you are. You're doing it right now. Diana stood up. She walked toward her. Listen to me. William Sterling is a liar, a cheater, and a fraud. Literally. There's proof right there on that table. He stole from you. He hid assets. He committed a crime. And you're standing here wondering if you weren't pretty enough for him? Rebecca's eyes stung. She blinked hard. I look at that woman in our wedding photos and I don't know her anymore. I don't know where she went. She's still here. She's just been stepped on for so long she forgot how to get up. Then the tears came. Hot, fast, and furious. Diana held her. Rebecca sobbed on her sister's shoulder. 4 years of pent-up pain coming out. I'm so tired, Dee. I'm so tired of fighting, of pretending I'm okay, of acting like I'm fine when I'm drowning. I know. I work 2 jobs, and I still can't afford to buy the kids new shoes. I can't take them on vacation. I can't give them anything. You give them love. That's more than William ever gave them. Is it enough? It's everything. They stood there in the middle of the tiny kitchen until Rebecca's tears slowed. Finally, Rebecca pulled back. She wiped her face. She laughed weakly. I got snot on your shirt. I have 3 kids. I've had worse things on my shirts. They sat back down. Diana refilled their coffee mugs. Strong. So what are you going to do? Diana asked. With the invitation? With Julian? With all of this? I don't know. I have 2 options, right? I can take this evidence to court. Drag William through hell. Get what I'm truly owed. Rebecca paused. Or I can show up at that wedding and let him see what he threw in the trash. Let him see that I'm not broken. Those aren't mutually exclusive. You can do both. I can. Why not? Take the evidence to your lawyer. File the documents. And while that's processing, show up at his wedding on the arm of a billionaire. Show him exactly what he lost. That seems vindictive. Good. Be vindictive. He deserves it. He deserves much worse than you being vindictive. Rebecca laughed. A real laugh this time. It felt strange. Rusty. Julian wants to be there. He sent me plane tickets. For all of us. Wait. Plane tickets. Plural. Private jet. His jet. He wants to fly us. Me and the kids. Both of you too, probably, if you want to come. Diana's eyes went wide. Your boyfriend has a private jet? He's not my boyfriend. Rebecca. Okay. Fine. My boyfriend has a private jet. And you were worried about not being interesting enough? Girl, You're dating a man with a private jet. You won the interesting lottery." Despite everything, Rebecca smiled. "He wants to meet the twins." "Good. He says we've been hiding long enough." "He's right. And if they hate him, what if they love him? That might be worse." Diana shook her head. "You can't protect them from everything. You can't protect yourself from everything. Sometimes you have to take the risk." Rebecca looked at the invitation again, then the evidence package, then at her sister. "He invited me because he thinks I'm still broken. He wants Teresa to see me struggling. He wants everyone to see that he upgraded, that he did better. Then prove him wrong. How? Show up looking like $1 million, with a man who actually values you, with your kids who adore you. Show up like you own the damn world, because you do, Rebecca. You always did. You just forgot for a while." Rebecca stood up. She walked to the window again. She looked out at the street. Somewhere, William was planning his wedding, probably laughing about the invitation he sent. He had no idea what was coming. "Okay," Rebecca said quietly. "Okay what?" "Okay, I'll do it. I'll go. I'll take Julian. I'll take the kids. And I'll walk into that wedding like I own the place." Diana smiled. "That's my sister. But first I need to do something." "What?" Rebecca picked up her phone. She opened her messages. She found Julian's name. She typed carefully. "I'm ready. Let's do it. Everything. No more hiding." She hit send before she could change her mind. The reply came in less than a minute. "I was hoping you'd say that. When can I see you?" Rebecca smiled. A real smile this time. "Tonight. Come over tonight. It's time you met my sister. And soon. My kids. I'll be there. At 7, girl," Diana read over her shoulder. "Tonight? You're introducing him tonight? No more waiting. No more hiding. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it all the way." "Good. It's about time." They cleaned the kitchen together. They tucked the evidence safely away. They hung the invitation on the fridge with a magnet, a reminder, a challenge. As Diana was leaving, she turned. "Rebecca?" "Yes, I'm proud of you. You know that, right?" "Why?" "For surviving, for standing up for yourself, for remembering who you are." Diana left. The door closed behind her. Rebecca stood in her quiet apartment, alone again. But this time, the silence felt different. Not empty, not suffocating. Purposeful. Calm. The invitation was still on the fridge. June 15th. 2 months. 2 months to prepare, to plan, to transform. 2 months for William to think he had won. And then she would show him exactly how wrong he was. I wasn't the problem. I know that now. But back then, I believed every word he told me. Part 3. The preparation. An 18-month shift. The next 2 months were a whirlwind. Rebecca had gone from being a hidden ex-wife to a woman on a mission. The secret partner and the new life. Julian arrived at 7 o'clock sharp, always punctual. He saw the tables wobble, the worn sofa, and Diana's small collection of books. Rebecca, dressed in jeans and a second-hand t-shirt, was more beautiful than ever. "Hi," he said, his voice quiet and deep. "Hi," she replied, feeling uncomfortably nervous. Diana didn't waste time. She held out her hand to Julian. "Diana, the sister. I won't like you unless you're perfect." Julian smiled, a genuine smile that reached his eyes. "I understand. I'm Julian. I'm not perfect. But I promise not to be a jerk." That night, Julian and Rebecca spoke. Not of their past, but of their future. He explained the evidence he had gathered with the help of a detective. The lawyer he had hired for her, the best in New York, a specialist in high-profile litigation, was waiting. "Why did you do this, Julian?" Rebecca asked, feeling overwhelmed. "Because I love you, and because you deserve justice, and because seeing how that situation was destroying you, while that man lived like a king, it was unbearable. I had the means to help you fight, so I fought." On April 16th, Rebecca's lawyer, the relentless Madison Thorne, filed the papers. Reopening the divorce case was imminent, with charges of asset fraud. William and his new fiancée were going to have a very bitter surprise weeks before their dream day. The re-encounter with Uncle Jay. The next mission was to introduce Julian to the twins. Rebecca didn't want to introduce him as dad, or even as a boyfriend. He was simply Uncle Jay, a friend who made her laugh and traveled a lot. The first weekend, Julian and Rebecca took Adrian and Eva to Central Park. It was a charming disaster. Adrian, the protector, immediately asked, "Are you rich?" Eva, the pragmatic, asked, "Do you have a dog?" Julian laughed. He replied to Adrian, "I'm a little lucky, yes, but that doesn't make me special. And Eva, I don't have a dog, but my private jet has a candy dispenser in the seat." Rebecca's jaw dropped. His what had a candy dispenser? But it worked. In the following weeks, Julian never tried to replace their father. He simply listened to them. He taught them how to tie knots. He helped them with their school project. He gave them something they hadn't had in years, a present adult who wasn't stressed. A week before the wedding, Adrian asked, "Mom, can we go to Dad's wedding with Uncle Jay?" "Are you sure, honey? It will be a long day." "Yes, Dad always says we have to see him happy, and Uncle Jay is happy when you're happy." Rebecca felt a lump in her throat. It was time. The final transformation. During the last weeks, Rebecca worked with a stylist Julian had provided. Her mission wasn't to disguise herself as someone else, but to reveal the woman William had tried to bury. She said goodbye to her messy hair. She got a modern cut. She got rid of the lifeless brown dye she had been using. Now she sported bright, elegant blonde highlights that framed a face that had lost the dark circles of worry. They didn't buy a new dress. Instead, they revisited an old designer dress Rebecca had bought before the marriage and forgotten at the back of the closet. It was a clean-cut, emerald green silk dress that gave off an air of quiet strength and silent wealth. "It doesn't scream money," the stylist said. "It whispers Hartwell property." On June 14th, the night before the wedding, Rebecca looked at her reflection. She wasn't the same woman she had seen in the wedding photo. This woman had scars, yes, but also determination. She had a lawyer protecting her, a man who loved her, and the knowledge that revenge was a dish best served at the altar, with a frozen smile. Part 4. The epic arrival and the final dance. Hook, the private jet. The private jet was silent. The twins were too busy with the gummy dispenser to notice the legal letter bomb that had just exploded in William's mailbox. But Rebecca knew. And when the plane landed, the game truly began. The wedding was being held at a luxury estate on the outskirts of Atlanta, which William had bragged about renting. On June 15th, Julian's private jet, a beautiful Challenger 350, landed smoothly at a private airfield near the estate. The twins hopped out, more excited about the trip than the event. Rebecca, in her emerald dress and designer sunglasses, looked like she had been born for this moment. Julian, impeccable in a tailored blue suit, offered her his hand. "Ready for your debut, Ms. Hartwell?" "I'm not Ms. Hartwell. I'm Rebecca," she corrected, but squeezed his hand. "Rebecca, then. It's time for them to see what they lost." The entrance and the silence. They arrived just in time for the end of the ceremony. The plan: enter the cocktail hour, not the church. William expected her to be there. What he didn't expect was how she would appear. The estate was impressive. Cocktail tables were full of William's old friends and business partners. Everyone turned when two black SUVs pulled up silently on the driveway. Julian stepped out first. Then he helped Rebecca out. The air froze. William, who was toasting with Teresa near the central fountain, stopped mid-sentence. The champagne glass stopped halfway to his lips. Teresa's smile vanished. Rebecca looked at no one but her ex-husband. She didn't approach with hostility, simply with a devastating calm. Adrian and Eva ran ahead of them, looking for the dessert table. William cleared his throat, his face red. He took a step forward. Teresa pulled on his arm. "Rebecca," William said, with a voice that was too loud, too fake. "You're here. I knew you'd come. You look fantastic." "William, Teresa, congratulations." Rebecca's voice was low, perfect. She wasn't smiling. "Who is your friend?" Teresa asked, her voice tinged with venom as she scrutinized Julian's suit. Julian stepped forward. He reached out his hand. "Julian Navarro. A pleasure. And I'm not her friend. I'm her fiancé." A murmur rippled through the group of guests. William was speechless. The confrontation at the fountain. William recovered. He forced a smile. "You hadn't mentioned you were engaged, Rebecca. I didn't know you had moved on." "William, we've been separated for 4 years. You don't owe me an explanation. Besides, I've been busy putting my life in order and fighting for justice." William turned pale. The word justice was key. "What do you mean, Rebecca? Are you coming to my wedding to cause trouble?" "No. I'm coming because you invited me. You said no hard feelings, and I'm here to show you that I have none. My life is magnificent. My kids are well. My future is bright." Teresa stiffened. "She's left you. It's not obvious, William. She's here for revenge." Rebecca laughed. It was the sweetest laugh Julian had ever heard. "Revenge? Why Teresa? Because you took from me a man who robbed me in the divorce, a man who cheated on me with my best friend? No, revenge is cheap. This, however, is karma, and I am simply observing it." From her small designer bag, she pulled a single envelope, the duplicate of the legal notice her lawyer had sent that same day. "This is a wedding gift," she said, handing him the envelope. "It's the reopening of our divorce case, asset fraud, falsification of statements. I hope the wedding was worth it, because your financial troubles have just begun, dear." William took the envelope. He opened it with trembling hands. His eyes moved quickly over the text. His face turned an ashen white. This is a lie. It's a trap. You have no proof. Julian has everything. He has taken care of everything. William's associate, Vance, documented everything. Right, William? He was a coward and got it to me. You can no longer hide." The silence was deathly. All the guests, friends of the couple, business partners, looked at William. Rebecca looked at the fountain, then at her children, who were playing carelessly near the dessert table. She turned to Julian. "Darling, could you go for the children? It's time for us to go." Julian left without a word. Rebecca approached William. "I wished you a happy life, William, but I didn't think you'd be so foolish as to choose our anniversary, to marry the woman for whom you risked everything. June 15th was always mine, and now it will be yours. The day karma finally arrived in your life." William couldn't speak. He was destroyed, not by the loss of Rebecca, but by the fear of losing everything he loved. The children returned. Eva took Rebecca's hand. Mom, are we leaving yet? I want the candy dispenser. Rebecca smiled at her daughter. She turned to the couple. Thanks for the invitation. It's been memorable. She left on Julian's arm with the twins. She didn't look back. Her revenge wasn't the chaos she left behind. It was the calm with which she left. The encounter with Julian. Saturday came too quickly. Rebecca changed her clothes 4 times. Nothing seemed right. Finally, she settled on jeans and a soft blue shirt. Simple. Comfortable. Julian picked them up at 10 in the morning. He drove a normal car, not flashy, just a regular SUV. The twins climbed into the back seat, suspicious, defensive. "Hi," Julian said. "Nervous. I'm Julian. It's a real pleasure to meet you both." Silence. Then Eva asked, "How much money do you have?" "Eva," Rebecca turned around. "You can't ask people that." "Why not? I want to know." Julian laughed. A real laugh, not awkward, just amused. "It's a fair question. I have more money than I need and less than I want." "That's not an answer," Adrian pointed out. "You're right. It's not. The real answer is complicated, but the simple answer is enough to be comfortable, enough to help the people I care about. Not enough to solve all the world's problems, but enough to make a difference." Adrian considered this. "Are you trying to buy us? Because Dad's girlfriend does that. She buys us things and thinks that's why we're going to like her." "No, I'm not trying to buy you. I'm trying to know you, and I hope you know me. If you don't like me, that's fine, but I hope you give me a chance." They went to the park. Not a fancy one, just a regular neighborhood park with swings and slides. Julian pushed Eva on the swings, played basketball with Adrian, sat with Rebecca on a bench, and didn't try to hold her hand in front of them. He was giving them space, time, room to adapt. After an hour, Eva ran up. "Julian, can you push me higher?" Rebecca's chest tightened. Eva had called him by his name, not Mom's friend, but Julian. At lunch, they ate pizza at the children's favorite place. Nothing special, but they were laughing, talking, acting normally. Adrian told Julian about his math class, about how he loved patterns and numbers. Eva told him about her art project, about the dragon she was drawing that could breathe fire of different colors, depending on its mood. Julian listened, truly listened. He asked questions, remembered details. When they returned to the apartment, the twins ran inside to play. Julian and Rebecca stayed by his car. "They're amazing," he said. "They liked you. I loved them. What if they get attached? What if you—" He kissed her, cutting off her spiraling thoughts. "I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I'm all in. Stop waiting for me to leave." "I'm trying. Try harder." She laughed. She returned the kiss. "Okay, I'll try harder." That night after Julian left, Eva crawled into Rebecca's bed. "Mom?" "Yes, honey. I like Julian. He's kind. I'm glad." "Is he going to be around a lot? Would that be okay?" Eva thought about it. "Yes, I think so. He's not trying to be Dad. He's just Julian. And that's okay." Rebecca hugged her daughter tight. "I love you, Eva." "I love you too, Mom." Adrian approached her the next morning while Eva watched TV. "Mom, can I ask you something?" "Always." "Are you going to marry Julian?" "I don't know. We haven't talked about that." "Why?" "Because if you do, does that mean we have to call him Dad?" "No, honey, never. You already have a father. Julian would just be Julian, an adult who cares about you, but not your father. Never your father, unless you wanted him to be." Adrian nodded, relieved. "Okay, because Dad is a little mean sometimes, but he's still Dad. I don't want a new one. You don't have to have a new one. But Julian is okay. He really listened when I talked about math. Dad always tunes out. I noticed. So yes, he can stay around. Rebecca hugged him, her serious and thoughtful boy. I love you, Audrey. I love you too. William's call and the warning. 2 weeks later, William called. Rebecca looked at his name on her phone. She hadn't spoken to him in 6 weeks. He never called unless something was wrong. She answered. Hello, Rebecca. Hello? Sorry to bother you. His voice, smooth, confident, fake. What do you need, William? Just wanted to verify about the wedding. Make sure you still plan on coming. Teresa has been asking. I'm going. Great. That's great. And just, I know money is tight. The invitation says formal attire, but if you need to wear something simpler, that's totally fine. No one will judge. Her blood boiled, slow and steady. I'll be dressed appropriately. Sure, I wasn't suggesting. I just meant. I know what you meant, William. Silence on his end. Well then, I'll see you on the 15th. I'll see you then. She hung up, took her phone, and messaged Diana. He just called to tell me it's okay if I can't afford a nice dress. Diana's reply. Oh, he's going to regret that. And then she messaged Julian. Are you sure about this? About everything? His reply came immediately. I've never been surer of anything. Even the jet? Especially the jet. She smiled. She put the phone down. She looked at the calendar, counted the days. 4 weeks until the wedding. 4 weeks until William Sterling learned the biggest lesson of his life. She did what she always did when she felt overwhelmed. She reorganized the kitchen drawers at midnight. Forks, knives, spoons. Order in the chaos. Part 6. The house matter. Fortunes. And William's mother. Adrian's combat. 2 weeks before the wedding, everything changed. Rebecca was at work, her morning shift doing data entry from home. Her phone rang. The school. Her heart froze. The school never called unless something was wrong. Ms. Hartwell, this is Principal Morgan speaking. I'm calling about Adrian. Is he hurt? No, nothing like that. But we had an incident today during lunch. Could you come in? She arrived in 20 minutes. Adrian was sitting in the principal's office. His lip was bleeding. His knuckles were scraped. Another boy was sitting across from him, crying. What happened? Rebecca asked. Principal Morgan sighed. There was a fight. Adrian hit Jackson. Adrian doesn't hit people. I know. That's why I called you instead of suspending him directly. But he did hit Jackson. Hard. Jackson might have a broken nose. Rebecca looked at her son, her quiet and gentle son, who organized his toys by color. Why? She asked him directly. Adrian looked at the floor. He said something. What did he say? He said you were a gold digger, that you were dating a rich guy for his money, that everyone knows you're broke and desperate, and that you're probably... He stopped. I can't say the rest. They're bad words. The other boy's mother burst into tears. Jackson, why would you say that? Jackson sniveled. Dad said it. Last night. He said William Sterling's ex-wife was dating a billionaire now, and that everyone knows she's only after his money. He said it at dinner. I just repeated it. The room went silent. Rebecca's vision focused. Who is your father? Mark Rich. He works with Mr. Sterling. Of course he does. Of course William had told everyone. She knelt in front of Adrian. She took his face in her hands. You defended me. He was lying about you. I know, but we don't hit people, even when they lie. But I know you were angry. I know you wanted to protect me. But violence isn't the answer. Tears filled Adrian's eyes. I'm sorry. I know you are. She hugged him, held him tight. But you have to apologize to Jackson and accept whatever punishment Principal Morgan decides." They settled it. Adrian apologized. Jackson apologized. Both boys received detention. In the car, Adrian was quiet. "How did Dad find out?" he asked finally. "About Julian? I don't know. I thought we were being careful. Are you mad at me?" "No, never, at the situation. Very." When they got home, Eva was already there. Diana had picked her up. "What happened?" Diana asked. "Why does Adrian look like he's been in a boxing match?" "He defended my honor. With his fists." Diana looked at Adrian. "My man. High five." "Don't encourage him." "I'm not encouraging violence. I'm praising the sentiment." That night after the twins were in bed, Rebecca called Julian. "William knows. About us." "How?" "I don't know, but he's telling people I'm a gold digger, that I'm using you for money." Julian was quiet for a moment. "Does that bother you? What he's saying?" "Yes." "No." "I don't know. It bothers me that Adrian got into a fight because of it, that people are talking about us, about me. Rebecca, people are going to talk no matter what. If you're with me, they'll say you're after the money. If you're alone, they'll say you're bitter and pathetic. If you date someone poor, they'll say you have no ambition. You can't win, so stop playing his game. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. The only opinion that matters is yours, your children's, and maybe your sister's. Everyone else can think what they want." "That doesn't feel like enough." "Then what would be enough?" She thought about it. Really thought about it. "I want him to see, not just that I'm with you, but that I'm okay, that I survived, that I'm stronger without him. Then that's what we'll show him." Patricia's call and the secret folder. The next day, William called. She let it go to voicemail. "Rebecca, we need to talk. I heard you're seeing someone. I think it's great. Really, I'm happy for you. But I need to know if this is serious. Because if it is, we need to discuss how this affects the kids and the custody agreement and child support. Call me." She deleted it. She called her lawyer instead. "He's fishing," Madison said. "He wants to know if he can reduce the payments now that you're dating someone with money." "Can he?" "Not unless you're married. Dating doesn't change anything legally. But he'll try. Men like William always try. What do I do? Ignore him. Don't engage. Let him stew. And when we go to trial with our evidence, we'll bury him." Rebecca hung up. She felt a little better. Eva came home from school that day with a drawing, a family portrait. Her, Adrian, Eva, and a tall man with kind eyes. "Who is that?" Rebecca asked. Though she knew. "Julian. He's part of our family now, right?" "Do you want him to be?" "Yes. He's kind, and he makes you laugh. You don't laugh when Dad is around." Rebecca's heart ached. Her children deserved better. That night, Julian came over. He brought pizza. He played video games with Adrian. He looked at Eva's art portfolio, every dragon and drawing. "You're really talented," he told her seriously. "You think so?" "I know so. Have you ever thought about taking an art class, a real one with a teacher?" "Mom says they're too expensive." Julian looked at Rebecca. "What if I knew someone who teaches art to kids who might be willing to take on a student?" "Julian, you don't have to." "I'm not doing it because I have to. I'm doing it because Eva is talented and deserves to develop that talent." Eva's eyes went wide. "Really? You'd do that?" "If it's okay with your mom." Rebecca's throat was tight. "It's okay with me." Eva hugged Julian's neck. "Thank you. Thank you. Thank you." Over her head, Julian met Rebecca's eyes. "This is real," his look said. Stop waiting for it to fall apart. Later, after the kids fell asleep, they sat on the sofa, not touching. Just close. You're good with them, Rebecca said. It's easy to be good with them. Adrian got into a fight because someone said I was using you. I heard. Are you not upset? Why would I be upset? He defended someone he loves. That's admirable. He hit another kid and got detention. He learned. That's what matters. Julian moved to look at her. Rebecca, I need to tell you something. Her stomach did a flip. What? I'm all in. With you, with the kids, with everything. I know you're waiting for me to run away, but I won't. So you have to decide. Are you all in too? Or are we going to keep doing this dance where you push me away every time we get close? I'm afraid. I know. What if this doesn't work? What if it does? They sat there in her small apartment, with its worn furniture and its leaky sink. And Julian looked around like it was a palace. I love this place, he said. It's tiny and falling apart. It's where you built a life, where you raised your kids alone, where you survived. It's incredible. She kissed him. Slow, deep, full of fear, hope, and possibility. I'm all in, she whispered against his mouth. I'm terrified, but I'm all in. That was all he needed to hear. The phone rang. William again. She ignored it. Julian smiled. Good choice. He's going to keep calling. Let him. You have nothing to say to him. 2 days later, Patricia Sterling called. Rebecca almost didn't answer, but curiosity won out. Hello, Rebecca. It's Patricia, William's mother. We need to talk. I don't think we have anything to... It's important. Please, I'm asking you. I'm not ordering you. Please. Something in her voice made Rebecca stop. Okay, where? The Italian place on Main Street. Tomorrow. Noon. Please, come. She hung up before Rebecca could argue. Rebecca looked at her phone. She called Diana. William's mother wants to see me. That woman who spent 10 years making your life miserable? That Patricia? Yes. Why? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I'm going with you. Dee, you don't have to. I'm going. Non-negotiable. If she tries anything, I'm there. End of discussion. So the next day they went together. Patricia was already there, sitting in a booth in the corner. She looked older than Rebecca remembered. Tired. Sad. Thanks for coming, Patricia said as they sat down. What do you want? Diana asked bluntly. Patricia looked at Rebecca. Really looked at her. I owe you an apology. A huge apology. For everything. Rebecca blinked. What? I was horrible to you. For years I pushed William toward Teresa. I thought she was better. Wealthier family. Better connections. I thought I was helping my son. I was wrong. Very wrong. Why are you telling me this? Patricia's hands shook as she reached for her water glass. Because William's business is failing. It has been for 2 years. Teresa's family money is the only thing keeping him afloat. The wedding is essentially a business merger, and he's lying to them. Above all, Diana leaned forward. How do you know this? Mark told me. William's business partner. He's been documenting everything. He feels guilty. He wants to fix it. Why now? Rebecca asked. Patricia looked her in the eyes. Because I saw what my son did to you, and now I'm seeing him do it to someone else. And I'm tired. So tired of protecting him from the consequences of his choices. She pulled a folder from her bag. This is everything. More than you already have. Bank statements, text messages, emails, proof of every lie he told during your divorce. Rebecca took the folder. Her hands were shaking. Why are you giving me this? Because you deserve better. You deserved much more than I helped do. And I can't fix the past. But maybe I can help the future. They sat there in that restaurant. The woman who had made Rebecca feel worthless was now handing her the keys to justice. I don't know what to say, Rebecca admitted. Say you'll use it. Say you'll stop him. Say you won't let him do to Teresa what he did to you. Rebecca looked at Diana. Her sister nodded. I'll use it. All of it. Patricia nodded. She stood up to leave. Patricia, Rebecca called out. Are you coming to the wedding? I have to. I'm his mother. But I won't be celebrating. She paused. I hope you walk into that room like you own it. Because you do. You always did. You just forgot for a while. She left. Diana and Rebecca sat in silence. That was unexpected, Diana said finally. That was, I don't even know what that was. Redemption, maybe? Or guilt? Or both? This is it. This is more than enough. And now what are you going to do? Rebecca closed the folder. She looked at her sister. I'm going to go to that wedding. I'm going to walk in with Julian and my kids. And I'm going to show everyone exactly who Rebecca Hartwell is now. Hell yes! They high-fived over the pasta. For the first time in 4 years, Rebecca felt like she was winning. He thinks I'm still that woman. The one who apologized for existing. The one who made herself small so he could feel big. That woman is gone. Part 8. The ultimatum and the wrath. William's final call, 10 days before the wedding. William called again. This time, Rebecca answered. Hi, William. Rebecca, good. I've been trying to reach you. I've been busy. Sure. Look, I wanted to talk to you about something. About that guy you're seeing. Julian. Sure. Julian. The tech billionaire guy. That Julian. Yes. Silence on his end. She could almost hear him recalculating. How long have you been dating? Why does that matter? Because if it's serious, we need to renegotiate the custody agreement, the support payments, everything. There it was, what she had been waiting for. We're not renegotiating anything, William. Rebecca, be reasonable. If you're with someone who has that kind of money, you don't need my support anymore. Actually, legally, I still do. Dating someone doesn't change anything. We'd have to be married for that. More silence. Longer this time. Are you planning to marry him? That's none of your business. It is if it affects my financial obligations. Her blood boiled. Slow. Steady. Your financial obligations. Not your children. Not their well-being. Your money. That's what you care about. That's not fair, isn't it? You've been trying to reduce the payments since the day we divorced. You fought me on everything, every cent, every weekend, because it was never about the kids. It was about control, about winning. I'm getting married in 10 days. Can we not do this now? You called me. You brought this up. So yes, we're doing it now. He sighed. That condescending sigh she remembered so well. Look, I was trying to be civilized. But fine, I'll see you at the wedding. Please, try to dress appropriately. I know money is tight, but Teresa worked very hard on this wedding. I'd hate for you to embarrass her. She should have hung up. She should have let it go. Instead, she said, I'll be dressed appropriately. Don't worry about me. Great. And Rebecca, I know this is hard for you, seeing me move on, but I hope we can be mature about it. For the kids. For the kids, exactly. They need to see both their parents happy, moving forward. You're absolutely right. They do need to see that. So we're good. We're perfect. She hung up. She sat there in her quiet apartment, shaking with fury. Diana arrived 15 minutes later. Rebecca hadn't called her, but Diana always knew. "What did he say?" Rebecca told her. Every word, every condescending syllable. Diana paced, back and forth. "I want to punch him. I really, really want to punch him." "Get in line." "How are you so calm?" "I'm not calm. I'm furious. But I can't show it. Not yet. Not until the wedding." Diana stopped pacing. She looked at her sister. "You've changed. You know that. 2 months ago you would have apologized to him. You would have made excuses. But now you're standing up for yourself. He didn't give me another choice. No, you chose this. You chose to stop letting him control you. That's different." They sat down. Rebecca made tea. Chamomile. "I need to talk to you about something," Rebecca said. "Something I've been thinking about." "Okay." "This wedding, this whole thing with Julian and the jet, and appearing like I own the place. A part of me wonders if I'm doing it for the wrong reasons." "What do you mean? Am I doing this to be free, or am I doing it for revenge?" Diana considered. "It has to be one or the other, doesn't it?" "I don't think so. I think you can want both. You can want to be free from his control, and also want him to see that you're okay, that you survived, that he didn't destroy you." "But what about Teresa? She's collateral damage in all this. She's marrying a liar, a fraud, and we're going to expose him at her wedding. That feels cruel. Then don't think about it as exposing him. Think about it as saving her, because that's what you're doing. You're saving her from making the same mistake you made. She might not see it that way. Probably not. Not at first. But eventually she'll understand. She'll be grateful." Rebecca drank her tea. It was still too hot. "You were so bright," Diana said suddenly. "When you first started dating, you lit up every room. At the end, you were a ghost." "I know. Do you? Because you still sound like you believe you deserved it." Silence. "Say it, Rebecca. Say you didn't deserve what he did to you." "I didn't deserve what he did to me." "Louder!" "I didn't deserve what he did to me." Again. "I didn't deserve what he did to me." Now she was screaming, crying, years of pent-up rage coming out. Diana held her. She let her scream. She let her cry. She let her break. When Rebecca finally stopped, her throat was sore. Her face was wet, but she felt lighter. "Better?" Diana asked. "A little." "Good. Now get mad. Very mad. Use it. Channel it. Walk into that wedding and show him exactly what he lost. The last night, and Patricia's call." That night, Rebecca couldn't sleep. She got up. Midnight. The apartment was in silence. She started cleaning. The kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, baseboards, windows. When everything felt out of control, she cleaned something. Anything. She scrubbed until her hands hurt, until her back ached, until the sun started to rise. The apartment was impeccable. She was exhausted, and she still had 10 days left. Julian called at 7 in the morning. "Did you sleep? How did you know I didn't?" "Because I know you. What's wrong?" "William called yesterday. He wants to renegotiate child support because I'm dating you. Of course he does. And he told me to dress appropriately because money is tight, and he doesn't want me to embarrass Teresa." Julian was quiet. "Then give me his number." "What?" "No." "Why?" "Because I'm going to call him and tell him exactly what I think of him." "Julian, no. That's not..." "Rebecca, he has no right to talk to you like that. He has no right to make you feel small. Not anymore. This is my fight. Mine. I need to handle it. You don't have to handle it alone. I know, but I need to handle it myself. Does that make sense? He sighed. Yes, it makes sense, but I don't like it. You don't have to like it. You just have to trust me. I trust you, completely. They talked for another hour, about nothing, about everything. Mark Calvo had agreed to help. He would be at the wedding. He would approach Teresa's father during the reception. He would show him the evidence. It was risky. It could go wrong. But it was the right thing to do. 8 days before the wedding, Patricia called again. Rebecca, sorry to bother you, but I need to tell you something. What? William knows something is wrong. He keeps asking me for money. About the business. About Mark. He's suspicious. Did you say anything to him? No, of course not. But he's paranoid now. He's watching everything. Everyone. Be careful at the wedding. He'll be on alert. I'll be careful. Thanks for warning me. Rebecca, one more thing. Yes. I'm proud of you. For standing up. For defending yourself. For being stronger than I was. She hung up before Rebecca could respond. The dress. The promise. And the peace. 5 days before the wedding, Rebecca got the dress. Diana took her shopping to a store Rebecca normally couldn't afford. We're going to do this right, Diana said. No arguments. The dress was emerald green. The color William always said made her look washed out. She looked stunning. Oh, hell, Diana said when Rebecca stepped out of the fitting room. That's the one. It's too expensive. It's perfect, and Julian already paid for it. What? When? Last week. He called me. He told me to take you shopping. He said to buy whatever you wanted. It was on him. I can't accept it. Yes, you can. Stop fighting it. Let someone take care of you for once. Rebecca looked in the mirror, at the woman looking back. She looked confident, strong, beautiful. She looked like someone who belonged. For the first time in 4 years, she recognized herself. Okay, I'll take it. 2 days before the wedding, William sent a text message. Thanks for being mature about this. It means a lot. The kids are lucky to have you as... Rebecca read it 3 times. Then she smiled. She replied, See you Saturday. Short, simple, calm. He had no idea what was coming, and that was exactly how she wanted it. I spent so much time trying to be enough for him. I never realized that I was always enough. He was the one who wasn't. Part 9. 0 Day. The final test of courage. The night before the wedding, Rebecca couldn't breathe. 2 in the morning. She sat on the floor, back against the bathtub, chest tight. Panic attack. She recognized it now. She tried to breathe. In for 4. Hold for 7. Out for 8. It didn't work. Her phone was on the sink. She could call Diana. She could call Julian. But this was something she had to handle herself. Her fear, her doubt, her panic. What if this was a mistake? What if appearing at William's wedding with Julian made everything worse? What if the twins got hurt in the crossfire? What if she was using Julian? What if William was right and she was just a gold digger? What if she wasn't strong enough? What if she failed? The thought spun faster and faster. She pressed her forehead against her knees. Counted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Her phone vibrated. She jumped. A text message from Julian. I can't sleep either. Thinking about you. About tomorrow. About how proud I am of you. She stared at the screen. Tears blurred her vision. She typed with trembling hands. I'm terrified. His reply came immediately. I know. But you're not alone. I'm here. Diana is here. The kids are here. You're surrounded by people who love you. And if I'm not ready, you are. You've been ready for years. You just didn't know it." She wanted to believe him. Her phone rang. Julian's name lit up the screen. She answered. "Hello," she whispered. "Hello." His voice was soft, warm. "I heard the panic in your text. Talk to me. I don't know if I can do this." "Yes, you can. But what if?" "There are no what ifs, only facts." "Fact. You survived 4 years of hell." "Fact. You raised 2 amazing kids basically alone." "Fact. You rebuilt your life from nothing." "Fact. You're the strongest person I know." "I don't feel strong. Because you're human. Humans get scared. But strength isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it." She sat still, listening to him breathe on the other end of the line. "Tell me something," she said finally. "Anything." "Why me?" "Truly. Not the cafe story. Not the superficial answer. Why did you choose me?" He was quiet for a long moment. "Do you want the truth?" "Always. Because the first time I saw you, you were exhausted, nervous, clearly overwhelmed. And when the waiter made a joke, you laughed anyway. A real laugh, despite everything. And I thought, that's the person I want to know. The person who can find joy even when everything is hard. The person who keeps going. The person who survives." She closed her eyes. More tears came. "I'm a mess, Julian. You're human. There's a difference. And if tomorrow is a mess, then it's a mess. But you'll survive it. Like you've survived everything else. How do you have so much faith in me?" "Because I see you. I really see you. Not the version William tried to create. Not the version you think you should be. Just you. And you're magnificent." She laughed weakly. "That's a strong word." "It's the right word." They talked until the sky began to clear, until her panic faded, until her breathing normalized. "Thanks," she said finally. "For what?" "For not letting me fall alone. Always. Now try to sleep. Big day tomorrow." "Big day tomorrow." She hung up. She went back to bed. She looked at the ceiling. Sleep didn't come. But the panic was gone. At 6 in the morning, she got up. She made coffee. She sat at her kitchen table. The invitation was still on the fridge, mocking her. She took it down. She looked at it for the last time. No hard feelings. She laughed. She laughed for real. William had no idea of the feelings she had. None. Because he had never bothered to ask. The takeoff in Savannah. Diana arrived at 8, carrying coffee and pastries in an overnight bag. "Okay," she said. "Let's do this. Full glamour. Hair, makeup, nails, everything." "D, it's too much." "Nothing is too much for today. Today you show him what he lost. Today you walk in like a queen. I feel more like a court jester. Then fake it until you believe it. When we're done, you'll believe it." They spent the morning transforming her. Hair styled, makeup perfect, nails painted a deep red. When Diana finished, Rebecca looked in the mirror. She almost didn't recognize herself. She looked powerful, confident, beautiful. "My God," Diana gasped. "You look incredible." "I look like someone else." "You look like yourself. The you forgot existed." The twins arrived from their sleepover with Diana's kids. They stopped in the doorway. "Mom," Eva said, "you look like a princess." "You look pretty." Adrian nodded shyly. "Thanks, my loves. Now go get dressed. We have a wedding to attend." They ran to their rooms. Diana helped Rebecca put on the emerald dress. She zipped it up. Rebecca turned. She looked at herself. The woman in the mirror was unrecognizable and completely familiar all at once. "Ready?" Diana asked. "No, but I'm going to do it anyway." "That's my girl!" Julian arrived at 1 o'clock, in a suit that looked like it was taken from a magazine cover. He stopped when he saw Rebecca. He just stared. "What?" she asked nervously. "Is it too much?" "You're stunning, absolutely stunning." The twins came out. Eva in a pale blue dress, Adrian in a small suit. Julian knelt. "You two look incredible." "You look handsome too," Eva said. "Thanks, Julian," Adrian added. They got into the SUV. They drove to the private airport. The twins had never been to an airport like that. Small, exclusive, where the rich kept their planes. "Wow!" Adrian gasped. "A plane! A real plane!" Eva squealed. Julian's pilot greeted them. Kind, professional. The jet was smaller than Rebecca expected, but luxurious. Leather seats, polished wood. The twins explored every inch. They pressed every button. They asked a million questions. Rebecca sat by the window. She watched the ground fall away as they took off. "Are you okay?" Julian asked in a low voice. "Ask me later." "Fair enough." During the flight, Diana made them all laugh with stories. She kept the mood light. But Rebecca's stomach was in a knot. In 2 hours, she would walk into William's wedding. In 2 hours, everything would change. Mark Calvo sent a text to Julian, confirming he was at the venue. That he had the evidence ready. That he would approach Teresa's father during the reception. Everything was ready. There was no going back. The jet landed. SUVs were waiting. Black, elegant, expensive. The twins were ecstatic. "This is the coolest thing ever," Eva said. "Wait until Dad sees us," Adrian added. Rebecca's heart shrank. This wasn't for revenge. Not really. It was for the truth. For justice. For protecting Teresa from the same fate. I could hate her. I did for years. But she is just another woman he is using. The pattern doesn't end until someone breaks it. They drove to the venue, a historical estate outside of Savannah. Rolling lawns, white tents, flowers everywhere. The kind of wedding William always said they couldn't afford. "Here we go," Diana said. "Here we go," Rebecca repeated. The SUVs stopped at the entrance. Other guests were arriving in normal cars. Everyone turned. They stared. The doors opened. Julian stepped out first. Then he helped Rebecca out. She stood up, the emerald dress catching the afternoon light. Perfect hair, head high. Diana followed her. Then the twins. Eva waved to someone she recognized. Adrian stayed close to Rebecca. The whispers spread like wildfire. "Is that Rebecca Hartwell?" "Who's the man with her?" "It's that Julian Navarro." "The Julian Navarro. Did she just arrive in a private jet?" Rebecca walked forward, one foot in front of the other, Julian's hand light on her back, supporting her. The wedding planner came running, nervous, panicking. "I'm sorry. It seems there's some confusion. Are you on the guest list?" Rebecca smiled, cold, calm. "Rebecca Hartwell. +4. The planner checked her tablet. Rechecked. William only included Rebecca. No guest, no kids. There's no space at the assigned table. I'm not sure where." Julian spoke for the first time. His voice was quiet, but carried authority. "I'm sure we can arrange something." The planner's eyes went wide. She recognized him. "Of course we can." Yes, of course. Allow me. I'll resolve it. Please. This way." They followed her into the chaos. The reception area was breathtaking. White flowers everywhere, crystal chandeliers hanging from the tent ceiling, tables set with gold-rimmed china. Everything was perfect, expensive, exactly what William always wanted. Guests turned to stare as they entered. The whispers grew louder. Patricia Sterling saw them from across the lawn. She turned pale. Then she smiled. She really smiled. She approached, slowly, deliberately. "Rebecca, you look beautiful." Rebecca blinked. "Thanks, Patricia." Patricia looked at the twins. "Hi, Adrian. Eva, you both look wonderful." "Hi, Grandma," they said quietly. Then Patricia looked at Julian. She reached out her hand. "You must be Julian Navarro. I've heard a lot about you." Julian shook her hand. "All good things, I hope." Patricia's smile was sad. Better than he deserves to hear. She looked back at Rebecca. "I'm glad you came." She left before Rebecca could respond. Diana leaned in. "Did William's mother just congratulate you?" "I think so. The world has officially turned upside down." They found their seats. The planner had scrambled. She put them at a table near the back, out of the way. But everyone could still see them. Rebecca sat down. She breathed. She looked around. Lydia Montero was sitting a few tables over. She caught Rebecca's eye. She nodded. She smiled. Another ally. Another person who knew the truth. The ceremony was about to begin. The guests headed to their seats. William appeared, walking toward the altar. Tuxedo, tan, hair perfectly styled. He looked confident, happy, like a man who had everything. He looked back. He saw them. His face went through several emotions in rapid succession. Shock, confusion, anger, calculation. His eyes fixed on Julian. Recognition appeared. Rebecca saw him process it. Saw how he realized. She smiled, just slightly. William's jaw tightened. He looked away. He continued toward the altar, but his composure was broken. Rebecca could see it. The music started. The bridal march. Everyone stood up. Teresa appeared, beautiful, young. Her dress probably cost more than Rebecca's car. She walked down the aisle, smiling, radiant. Rebecca felt a pang of something. Not jealousy. Pity. This poor girl had no idea who she was marrying. The ceremony went on. Traditional. Boring. The officiant rambled about love and commitment, and forever. Rebecca watched William's face. He kept looking toward her, toward Julian, toward the twins. He was distracted, uncomfortable. Good. Vows were exchanged. William's voice trembled slightly. He stumbled over the words. "Do you, William Michael Sterling, take this woman?" "I do," William interrupted. Too fast, too eager to finish. Teresa looked at him, worried. The officiant continued. "Do you, Teresa Maria Brooks, take—" "I do," Teresa said in a low voice. "Now I declare you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride." They kissed, briefly, awkwardly. The guests applauded. Rebecca clapped politely. The twins stirred beside her. "It's almost over," she whispered to them. "Can we go home soon?" Adrian asked. "Soon, honey. Soon." The ceremony ended. The guests headed to the reception area. Cocktail hour, music, laughter, champagne flowing. Rebecca stood with Julian. Diana was nearby. The twins got sparkling cider and cookies. People approached, curious, bold. "Rebecca, is that you? Oh my God, you look amazing." "Thanks. And who is this handsome man? This is Julian. Julian. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. Susan. We met at the Christmas party 5 years ago, right? Susan. Susan's eyes were hungry. They absorbed every detail. The dress, the jewelry, Julian's obvious wealth. So, how did you meet? Julian replied smoothly. We met in a cafe. She spilled coffee on my laptop. Susan laughed. Too loud. How charming. It was. Julian nodded. The best day of my life. He said it as if he believed it, because he did. Susan made excuses. She scurried away, probably to tell everyone what she had discovered. It happened 6 more times. Different people. Same questions. Same hungry eyes. Rebecca handled it. She smiled. She chatted trivially. She played her part, but inside she was counting the minutes. William approached during cocktails, alone. Teresa was taking photos with her family. Rebecca, you came! His eyes flicked toward Julian, toward the children. I didn't know you were bringing guests. You said the children should see both parents moving forward. This is their future. I wanted them to see it. William's jaw tightened. And who is this? Julian extended his hand. Julian Navarro. It's a pleasure to meet you. William recognized the name. Everyone did. His face went through several emotions. How long? He started. 18 months, Rebecca said calmly. The children met him last week. William looked as if he had been slapped. I see. His voice was tense. And you thought bringing him to my wedding was appropriate? You invited me. You said no hard feelings. I took you at your word. William opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. We need to talk. About the custody agreement. About child support. About... Not here, Rebecca said firmly. Not today. Today is your wedding day. Enjoy it. She walked away. She left him standing there. Julian followed her, the twins behind. That was incredible, Diana whispered. You just shut him down. I'm shaking, Rebecca admitted. You didn't show it. That's what matters. They found their table. They sat. They waited for dinner to be served. Mark Calvo approached, 40-ish, kind eyes, nervous demeanor. Rapaz, Ms. Hartwell, it's a pleasure to see you. Mark, thanks for coming. He shook Julian's hand. Mr. Navarro, thanks for everything. Just Julian. And thanks for your courage. What you're doing isn't easy. Mark looked around. He made sure no one was listening. Teresa's father is here, Richard Brooks. I'll approach him after dinner. I'll show him everything. Let him make his own decision. Be careful, Rebecca said. William is suspicious. Patricia warned me. I'll be careful. But this has to happen. He has to know what he's investing in, who his daughter is marrying. Mark left. He blended into the crowd. Rebecca watched William from across the room. He was talking to Teresa, gesturing toward her table. Teresa looked confused, worried. He thinks I'm here to cause trouble, Rebecca said in a low voice. And aren't you? Diana asked. No, I'm here to tell the truth. There's a difference. Dinner was served. Elegant. Several courses. The kind of food that cost hundreds of dollars per person. Rebecca picked at her food. Her stomach was too tight to eat. The twins ate everything. Kids are resilient that way. Speeches began. Teresa's father stood up first. Richard Brooks. Successful. Powerful. He spoke about his daughter. How proud he was. How he welcomed William to the family. How he looked forward to their business partnership. Rebecca saw William relax slightly. Smile. Nod. He thought he had won. William's mother stood up next. Patricia looked tired. She gave a short speech. Perfunctory. Not warm at all. "When families unite, we hope for the best," she said. "We hope for honesty, integrity, truth." She looked directly at Rebecca as she said it. The message was clear. Then came the best man, one of William's friends. He told jokes, made everyone laugh, spoke of William as if he were the best guy in the world. Rebecca wanted to throw up. Finally, the speeches ended. The music started. The dancing began. William and Teresa went to the floor. Their first dance. They moved rigidly, awkwardly, like two people who didn't quite fit. Rebecca watched. She felt nothing. The pain was gone. The anger was gone. Only peace. She turned to Julian. "Dance with me?" "Always." He stood up. They got up. They walked to the dance floor. Other couples joined. The space filled up. Julian pulled her close. They swayed to some generic wedding song. "Are you glad you came?" he asked. "Yes, but not for the reason I thought." "Why then?" "Because I needed to see that he's just a man, not the monster I built in my head, not the god I tried to please, just a man who makes bad choices." Julian smiled. "You're amazing. You know that? I'm working on believing it. Work faster." She laughed. She laughed for real. Across the dance floor, Teresa was looking at them, her face unreadable. Then their eyes met. Woman to woman. Recognition passed between them. Both knew what William was, but only one of them could still escape. Rebecca looked away first. Mark made his move 20 minutes later. Rebecca saw him approach Richard Brooks. She saw him gesture toward a quiet corner. She saw Richard follow him. They disappeared. Into a side room. Rebecca's heart was pounding. This was it. Julian squeezed her hand. "It's going to be okay." 30 minutes passed. 45. Rebecca danced with Adrian, then with Eva, then with Diana. Julian kept the twins entertained. He told them stories, made them laugh. He was good with them. Natural, as if he had been doing it for years. Finally, Richard emerged. His face was stone. He went directly to Teresa. He pulled her aside. William watched, confused, then worried. They talked. Richard showed Teresa something on his phone. Her face turned pale. Rebecca couldn't hear what they were saying, but she could see the devastation. Teresa looked at William, then at her father, then back at William. She shook her head. She said something sharp. She turned around. William tried to follow her. Richard blocked him. The two men talked. Richard's body language was rigid, angry. William's face went from confused to terrified. 10 minutes later, Richard made an announcement. "Excuse me, everyone. I'm sorry to interrupt, but there has been a family emergency. We have to leave. The reception will continue, but the bride and her family must go." Gasps, confused murmurs. Teresa passed by William without looking at him. Her face was blank. Shock, betrayal, devastation. William tried to follow her. Richard blocked him again. He whispered something to him. William turned white. The Brooks family left. En masse. Quickly. The reception continued, but the energy was gone. Awkward. Confusing. Guests whispered. Speculated. What happened? Did they have a fight? Is the marriage already over? William stood alone, in the middle of his reception, surrounded by people, and completely isolated. Patricia approached him. He brushed her off. Rebecca gathered the twins. "It's time to go." They had been perfect, ready to go home. Diana gathered her things. As they walked toward the exit, William intercepted them. "What did you do?" he hissed. Rebecca stopped. She looked at him. Really looked at him. "I told the truth. That's all." "You ruined my wedding." "You? No. You ruined your wedding. You've been lying to everyone. To me. To Teresa. To yourself. I just stopped covering for you." He looked at Julian. "Do you think he's better than me?" Julian spoke calmly. "I think she deserves someone who sees her value, whether it's me or anyone else." William's face crumpled. "I made a mistake. With you. Now I see it." Rebecca felt something shift. Neville 7. Complete transformation. "I know. But that's your burden to carry. It's no longer mine." "But Rebecca, we're finished, William. We finished 4 years ago. I'm just finally accepting it." She walked away. Julian and the twins at her side. Diana behind. They didn't look back. The twins chatted all the way to the airport. About the plane. About the cake they had eaten. About how pretty Teresa looked before she left crying. The kids saw it all. Rebecca was quiet. Processing. "Are you okay?" Julian asked in a low voice. "I am. Truly I am." On the plane, Eva fell asleep on Julian's shoulder. Adrian held Rebecca's hand. "Mom," Adrian said quietly. "Yes, honey? Did we do something wrong? To Dad?" "No. We told the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it's still better than a lie. Is Dad going to be mad at us?" "Maybe. For a while. But that's not your fault. That's his choice." Adrian nodded. He seemed satisfied. "I love you, Mom." "I love you too, Audrey." Back home, Rebecca tucked the twins in. They fell asleep immediately, exhausted. Diana gave her a long hug. "I'm so proud of you," she whispered. "Thanks. For everything. For being there. Always. Now rest. You've earned it." Diana left. Julian stayed. They sat on the sofa, in her small apartment, in the silence. "How do you feel?" he asked. "Tired. Relieved. Free. Free is good. Free is everything." She turned to look at him. "Thanks. For believing in me. For waiting. For being patient when I was terrified. You don't have to thank me for that. Yes, I do. Because you could have left. At any point in the last 18 months, you could have decided I was too complicated, too broken, too much work. But you stayed. It's worth staying for you." She kissed him. Slow, deep, full of gratitude, love, and hope. "Are you staying tonight?" she asked. "I was hoping you'd ask." They lay in bed, not sleeping, just being. "What happens now?" Rebecca asked. "Whatever you want. We take it one day at a time. No pressure, no expectations. Just us." "I like how that sounds." "Me too." She fell asleep in his arms. For the first time in years, she didn't have nightmares. She dreamed of open doors, of infinite possibilities, of a future that belonged to her. Part 10. The fruits of truth and redemption. The bride's call. The next morning her phone rang. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. "Hello, Rebecca Hartwell. This is Teresa Brooks speaking. Or I guess just Teresa now." Rebecca sat up. "Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you. I got your number from William's phone. I hope you're okay." "I'm fine. Are you okay?" Teresa laughed bitterly. "Not even a little, but I wanted to call to say thank you. Thank you for telling the truth. My father showed me everything. The financial fraud, The hidden assets. The lies. Everything. I had no idea. I'm sorry you had to find out like that. At your wedding. Better than finding out in 5 years. After having wasted more of my life and after having children. She paused. You tried to warn me, didn't you? 4 years ago, when William and I started dating. I did. You didn't want to listen. I know. I thought you were just bitter. Jealous. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize to me. Yes, I do. I was horrible to you. I helped destroy your marriage. I knew he was married. I didn't care. I thought I was special. That he loved me in a way he didn't love you. And now you know the truth? Now I know the truth. He doesn't love anyone. Not really. He just uses people. And when they stop being useful, he moves on to something else. I'm sorry, Teresa. Truly I am. Me too. Teresa's voice cracked. I have to hang up. My father's lawyers are handling the annulment. But I wanted you to know you saved me from making the same mistakes as you. Thank you. She hung up. Rebecca sat there, phone in hand, staring into nothing. Julian walked out of the bedroom. Everything okay? It was Teresa. She called to thank me for ruining her wedding, for saving her from her marriage. Julian sat beside her. How do you feel about it? Good. Relieved. For everything. That seems right. She leaned on him. The new life and trust. 3 months later, everything had changed. And nothing had changed. The divorce settlement was closed. Fair. Equitable. More than fair, actually. William's lawyers fought. But the evidence was overwhelming. Rebecca got everything she should have gotten 4 years ago. The house was sold. The assets were divided correctly. Child support increased. Custody was renegotiated to 50-50. Madison called with the news. You did it! You won! But Rebecca didn't feel like she had won anything. She felt free. That was better than winning. She left her second job. She kept the first. But now she had breathing room. Space. Time with her children. The twins adapted. They saw William on a regular schedule now. He was different. Quieter. Humbler. Or maybe he was just broken. Rebecca didn't know. She didn't care to find out. Julian was more present. He had met her friends, her family, everyone who mattered. The twins loved him. They called him Julian. Never Dad, but now he was part of their family. Rebecca was looking for apartments, larger ones, in better neighborhoods. She could afford it now. Julian offered to help. She refused. This was something she had to do herself. But she appreciated the offer. One Saturday morning, she was making breakfast. The twins were watching TV. Julian was reading the paper. Domestic. Normal. Perfect. Mom, Eva called. Can Julian teach me to draw on the computer? He said he knows how, if he has time. Sure, I have time, Julian said. Adrian looked up from his tablet. Can we go to the Science Museum next weekend? They have a new exhibit on patterns. Absolutely, Julian said. We'll make a full day of it. Rebecca watched them. Her children, her partner, her life. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers, and that was everything. William's closure. 3 months after the wedding, an envelope arrived. Cream-colored. Expensive. Rebecca's stomach turned when she saw it, but when she opened it, it wasn't an invitation. It was a settlement offer. Full disclosure of assets. Fair division. Everything she had asked for, and more. And a handwritten note from William. You were right. I'm sorry. I don't expect forgiveness, but I wanted you to know. Now I see it. What I did. Who I was. Who I still am. Probably. But I'm trying to be better. For the kids, if for no one else. Thanks for not giving up on them, even when I gave up on everything. William. Rebecca read it twice, then she put it aside. Julian was making pancakes. Badly. They were crooked. Are you okay? Julian asked. Yes, just processing. What's the letter? Settlement offer. From William. And an apology. An apology? Julian raised his eyebrows. That's unexpected. It is. How do you feel about it? She thought about it. Really thought about it. I don't need his apology, but I'm glad he's trying to be better. For the kids. That matters. You're generous. I'm free. There's a difference, she whispered. The twins came out, still arguing about who used the bathroom first. Can we have pancakes? Eva asked. That's what I'm making, Julian said. They're a little ugly, Adrian observed. Adrian! Rebecca scolded. But Julian laughed. You're right. They're terrible, but they taste good. That's what matters. They sat down, the four of them, at their small kitchen table that still wobbled. Eventually she'd get a new one, but not yet. This one had history. Memories. After breakfast, Diana called. How's the new place? Good. Still unpacking, but good. Need help? Always. Diana arrived an hour later, with coffee and donuts and her kids in tow. The apartment filled with noise. Kids running, adults unpacking, music playing. Chaos. Beautiful chaos. Rebecca stood in the middle of it all, observing. This is what peace felt like. The doorbell rang. Julian opened it. Mark Calvo was there, holding a bottle of wine. Hope it's okay. Wanted to stop by. Congratulate you on the new place. Come in, Rebecca said. You're always welcome. Mark walked in, looked around, smiled. You did it. You really did it. We did it. You were part of this too. I just provided evidence. You did the hard part. You survived. They talked for a while, about William's business, about the consequences, about rebuilding. William resigned, Mark said. The board forced him out. The business is recovering. Slowly. But we'll make it. I'm glad, Rebecca said, and she meant it. Mark left after an hour, promising to stay in touch. Patricia called that night. Short, awkward, but genuine. Rebecca, I wanted to thank you for what you did, for William. I know it doesn't seem like it helped him, but it did. He's finally facing the consequences, finally growing up. He's your son. You don't have to thank me for that. Yes, I do. You could have destroyed him, sent him to jail. You had every right. But you chose mercy. That takes strength. Rebecca didn't know what to say. I hope you're happy, Patricia continued. You deserve to be happy. I'm working on it. Good. That's good. Patricia hung up. Rebecca stared at her phone, amazed. The world had turned upside down. That night, after the twins fell asleep, Rebecca and Julian sat on their new balcony. Small, but it looked out over a park. Trees, grass, open space. She had never had a balcony before. Tell me something, she said. Anything. Do you ever regret it? Getting involved with me? With all my chaos? Never. Not for a second. Even when I was pushing you away? Especially then, because that was when you needed someone most. She leaned on him, breathed in his scent, soap and coffee, and home. I love you, she said. The first time she had said it out loud, the first time she admitted it to herself. I love you too. He had said it before, many times, but hearing it now felt different, Real. Solid. True. They sat there, in the silence, watching the sunset. "What do you want?" he asked. "For the future. For us. Honestly, this. Just this. You, the kids. Peace. Normal, boring days where nothing dramatic happens." That sounds perfect, doesn't it? They went in, to bed, to sleep. But before falling asleep, Rebecca checked her phone once more. A text from Teresa. "Just wanted you to know. I'm okay. Better than okay, actually. Back in school. Art history. Something I always wanted to do, but never had time for. Thanks for showing me I could start again. That it's never too late." Rebecca smiled. She typed back, "You're going to do amazing things. I believe in you." She put her phone down, closed her eyes, and realized something. She had spent 4 years waiting for William to see her value. But the truth was, his opinion never mattered. The only opinion that mattered was hers. And she finally saw herself clearly. Not as someone's ex-wife, not as someone's mother, not as someone's girlfriend. Simply as herself. Rebecca Hartwell. 38 years old. Survivor. Fighter. Mother. Partner. Friend. Imperfect. Flawed. Scared sometimes. But enough. Always enough. Part 11. Epilogue and final call to action. The garden and true peace. 1 year later, Rebecca was in her kitchen. Not the tiny one in her old apartment. A real kitchen. In a real house. She had bought it 6 months ago. With her settlement money. Her money. Earned. Deserved. 3 bedrooms. 2 bathrooms. A backyard where the twins could play. It wasn't huge. It wasn't luxurious. But it was hers. The twins were in the backyard playing with the new puppy. A golden retriever named Saul. Eva's choice. Julian was at the grill, cooking. He had improved. The pancakes weren't crooked anymore. Diana was setting the table. For a family dinner. Everyone was coming. All the people who mattered. "Mom, when's dinner?" Eva called from outside. 20 minutes, Rebecca replied. She looked around, at her life, at her people, at her home. They say the best revenge is living well, but that wasn't entirely right. The best revenge wasn't revenge at all. It was realizing you didn't need it. It was building a life so full, so complete, so genuinely happy that the past couldn't touch it. It was understanding that the person who hurt you no longer had power, because you took it away. William had sent a text last week, asking if the kids could come to his birthday party. He was turning 41. He wanted to celebrate with them. Rebecca said yes. Of course, they were his children too. She no longer hated him. She didn't love him. She didn't think much about him. He was just someone she used to know. Someone who helped teach her one of life's most important lessons. Your worth was never defined by those who couldn't see it. The doorbell rang. "I'll get it," Julian said. It was Patricia, and Lydia, and Mark, and Madison, her lawyer who had become a friend, her tribe, her people. They filled the house with laughter and stories and warmth. Dinner was chaotic, kids talking over each other, adults telling jokes, wine flowing, food disappearing. Perfect. Messy. Real. After dinner, Eva climbed onto Rebecca's lap. Too big to sit on a lap. But Rebecca didn't mind. "Mom?" Eva said. "Yes, honey. Are you happy?" Rebecca looked around, at Julian washing the dishes, at Adrian showing Mark his math project, at Diana laughing with Madison, At her house. Full, loud, chaotic. Yes, honey, I am. Good. Me too. That night, after everyone had gone, after the kids fell asleep, Rebecca found herself in the bathroom, in the same position as a year ago, sitting on the floor, back against the bathtub. But this time, she wasn't in a panic. She was crying. But they were good tears. Healing tears. Julian found her there. He sat beside her. He didn't ask. He just sat. I did it, she said finally. You did. You survived. You did more than survive. You flourished. She rested her head on his shoulder, breathed. Thank you, she whispered. Why? For seeing me, when I couldn't see myself. Always. They stayed there, on the bathroom floor, in their imperfect house, with their imperfect lives. And Rebecca realized something. This was it. This was everything she had been looking for. Not revenge, not vindication, not even justice. Just peace, just love, just freedom, just herself. And that was always enough.